Hello guys, this is Jackuuy Gaming. I want to be giving you a complete tutorial on what the hell is China, how to play them, what their troops compositions are, you know, for supremacy and for treaty. Personally, I find China my favorite for treaty because their eco is really strong and they can pump out their troops really fast. Even though their troops are not as strong individually against all the other nations, I would say, but you know, quantity over quality when it comes to China. So I want to give you a complete tutorial, you know, on what do you expect when you first play China. So you'll have your villager, right? One thing that's different about China compared to all the other civs is the way they age up. Usually you age up from your town center. However, with China, you have to build your town center, your wonder to age up to the next age. So let's just say I click on the fortress age. I want to age up. I'll have 5 different buildings I can build, and all of them give me a different bonus. So for White Pagoda, I get Disciples, increases monk attack, hit points, and Disciple build limit. Disciples are really good against skirmishers and artillery, nothing else. They're really cheap to build. They only cost, you build them from your monk, they only cost 80 food to make, right? And you can increase that build limit to, I think, 10 or 15, I don't really remember, but 80 food
Are
for
you so confident that you think
anti-archers
you can
and
defeat me from the
skirmishers and
lowly
artillery?
age you rest in now?
That bastard, I want to kill him in a sec. I'm just trying to do the tutorial, mate, hang on. Yeah, so they're really good at archers, skirmishers and artillery. Same as your monk, he's really good at that too. Or the next one will be Summer Palace. So when you build Summer Palace, you get a shipment of food. Let's just say in the first one you get 400, the next age 1000. And they produce banner armies. I will cover that in the second. Confucian Academy produce flying crows, so they're really strong artillery. It's pretty much like a cannon, but it's in the shape of a crow and it shoots flying crows at people. They take down buildings really quickly. However, they're really slow compared to other artillery, and you get a shipment of muskets for if you go up the fortress. In the very first stage, you get a shipment of Chokanus, which do the same thing. Temple of Heaven, shipment villages. So the power is it heals all units. Monks can now heal units. So what happens there, if you build that and you'll get on the right hand side above your map, you'll get a symbol where you can heal all your units during a battle or whenever you want to. So let's just say you're having a battle and all your troops' health is going down halfway. You click on that, all the troops will go back to maximum, and you'll definitely win the battle if you were losing. So you can swing the battle in your favor in very crucial times. But you know, this is only really built during, you know, treaty games. So I wouldn't build it during supremacy. You can build it during supremacy to get the shipment of villages, but I find to get the muskets or the Summer Palace to be more better in the supremacy game. And last but not least, we've got the Porcelain Tower. It generates resources. I think they're equivalent to 6 villages. So if you set it to food, it'll be like 6 villagers gathering food, coin or wood. But they can also spread it apart, you know, just to be even, and they do a mix, you know, free resources. So those are your wonders when aging up. The first building we have is the village. So these villages, for each village you build, it costs 200 wood. Let's double check that. Costs 190 wood. So that's quite a bit of wood compared to, you know, other civs. But it grants 20 population. You can build a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villages. And if you want to increase your population further, you just click on this country government upgrade there. It goes up to maximum 220 is your max population for China. As you can see there, that's the maximum, doesn't go any more than that. And you can increase your selective breeding to increase your herded animals fat gathering rate for your villagers and how fast they fatten. We've got the goats there. With China, they're really good when it comes to the herded animals. So there's a shipment in treaty that you can use. This buffalo, they're really good for treaty, not for rush. You can just spawn heaps of those and they grant you 500 food for exchange of 100 or 80 food. Is very worth it. If you got extra food and you got time, send the goats and, you know, it'll fatten over time. You'll get how much? 300 food in return. The next building we've got is the market. Classic, you know, food upgrade, wood upgrade, coin upgrade, and just a bit of bit for everything, and you know, your villager upgrade. Next building is
准备好了，请下命令。
the rice paddy. The rice paddy, you can gather wood on the rice paddy or coin on the rice paddy, and they got the respective, you know, upgrades for that, increased by 15% for the food, 10% for the coin. You put a maximum of 10 gatherers, and it costs about 400 wood to freaking build, so that's a lot. You know, you only want to build that if there's not enough food or coin around the map, and you want to keep all your villages in a safe place. You build that around your TC. But yeah, it's really good. It's good to have extra upgrades from, you know, your shipments to increase the gather rate, or else, you know, it's going to be standard and it's quite slow compared to the other European seeds when it comes to plantations. Next up, we got the castle. My favorite. All right, we got the flamethrowers. Let's scroll over that. 170 wood, 170 gold. Bit expensive, but it's a Chinese siege weapon that shoots fire at a short range, better against infantry than buildings. So these guys, if you upgrade them maximum, especially in a treaty game, you can swing the tide of a battle if the enemy, you know, pulls out heaps of muskets, or if the Japanese pull out heaps of muskets. You know, you send these guys in, and they'll start melting all the enemy infantry. It needs to be in about 3 or 4. You know, they need 5 to be effective in a battle, because they could micro and shoot him down as they're moving away. Only good at infantry, sucks against cavalry, you know, only infantry, purely, no one else. They're also good at taking down buildings as well. They're not too bad at artillery, but by the time they get close, the artillery really blown him to bits. It looks like he's pushing a baby pram or something. Next one, we got the hand mortar. The hand mortar only costs 50 food and 90 wood, so they don't cost gold. They need to be in numbers, so if you get at least 7 or 8 of them, they can one-shot a European cannon. I think 9 is the safest, so if you get 9 of these and you one-shot you can one-shot a European cannon in one shot. However, they're really slow, and they're only good against other artillery. When it comes to buildings, they've got good range. However, it will take a lot of shots to take down the building, but with the upgrades, it's not too bad. There's also 2 units you can build from here. Black Flag Army, 380 food and 350 gold. You get 4 Chengdao hand infantry good against cavalry and buildings, so he's really anti-cav. 2 Meteor Hammer, heavy cav that strikes from a distance, especially good at artillery, so he's not striking from really far, he just strikes from like 1 or 2, 3 bodies away, and he does really good against artillery, and yeah, skirmishes he does well as well. And we've got the Mongolian army here, 230 food, 170 gold, fast, flexible army of heavy and ranged cavalry, 2 Keshiks. Keshiks are fast range cavalry that's good against heavy cavalry, and 2 Steppe Raiders, hand cavalry good against villages and buildings. So the Steppe Raiders they're really weak, man. They're only really good at raiding buildings and villages. However, you know, in mass they can take down a building really quick. I wouldn't recommend that against enemy skirms and that, because the skirms will outnumber them easily and shoot them all down. Okay, next building we got is the Monastery. So you can build your mercs there, classic mercs, and you get upgrades for your monks to do more damage and reduce the build time and increase hit points and damage for your mercenaries. But I don't know why it's only these ones. Usually it's other ones as well. I don't know, I'm sorry. But next one we got the War Academy, my favourite, the War Academy. So first troop we got the Old Han Army. So it's a mix. It's always a mix of China. You can't just spam heaps of crossbows or spam heaps of cavalry. You have to build them in a group. So this Old Han Army, well-rounded army of archers and pikemen. The Chokan Nu and Quang pikemen, good against infantry and good against cavalry. These guys are really good because they only cost food and wood to build, and you get 6 of them. You can mass them up like here I am here, and they're really good at, you know, at rushing. I you know, recommend these guys in supremacy if you want to do a quick rush to, you know, slow them down in commerce. However, they need their upgrades to, you know, become better troops, which you can get in age 4. Sorry, you get age 4. You get Old Han Army, and they only cost food and wood, and they're like stronger than, you know, the muskets and the Chengdao swords, which cost gold. On to the next one. Standard Army, 255 food, 170 gold. We got, you know, the Jackuuy, you get 3 of them, and 2 steppy raiders against villages and buildings. Just let me take a drink, guys. So the Standard Army, the Jackuuy can counter the infantry, and the steppy raiders can raid the crap out of enemy buildings. You can build these guys for supremacy rush, but you know you're not going to get to fortress anytime soon. If you do a rush, you better do a good one, or else you lost the game. We got Ming Army, which is anti-cav army. You get 2 Quang pikemen against cavalry, and 3 Kishiks, which is ranged cavalry, good against every cavalry. So let me just show you guys. These guys, the ranged Kishiks, they're horse archers. And you think, you know, anti-cav, these guys are beasts, right? But they're very, very slow when they fire. Very slow. So that's the Kishiks there. Those 3 guys can't take down 1 hussar. That's the sad. That's so sad, right? And these guys can't catch the hussars, the Quang pikemen. So, you know, I recommend if you're getting spam rush by lots of cav, especially by France, then you know you need to build these guys. However, skirms can take them down really quickly. So that's the sad thing about China. The anti-cav is pretty trash. These guys are very trash, but you know, you got to work with what you got when it comes to, you know, your army. You just got to play what you got, man. So what I want to do is kind of age up to 2nd age. I'm just gonna build that tower over there. Where's the rest of my villagers? Villagers. What's going up? I'll explain the next one. So this is Territorial Army. You get 3 Chengdao swordsmen, which is those guys with the massive swords, they're good against cavalry, and 3 I'm just gonna call them muskets. So they're good ranged infantry, good against infantry, and light cavalry. So this will be your standard army in Fortress Age. They can pretty much beat any other army from any other civ if you have enough of them. You just keep pumping them out. You know, the Chengdao swordsmen would do well against cav. However, if they spam cav, then you know the 3 muskets are going to get raped. You know, all the muskets are going to get raped. The Chengdao can't catch him. You know, bit of micro. However, if you just target his eco, you should be able to take him down. And we got the next one here. We got the Forbidden Army. We got 2 Iron Flails, good against ranged infantry, only ranged infantry, which is sad, and 2 meteorite hammers, heavy cav that strikes from a distance, especially good at artillery. So these guys, when you get to Fortress Age, you need to have a couple of these guys to take out artillery, because they're the main guys to take out artillery, or you can build the hand mortars and use those guys to take out instead. They're a much cheaper option to take out artillery compared to these guys, because you know, look, 380 food and 350 gold. You rather spend that going to the Territorial Army. Alright. So that's them. So where is it? That's Iron Flower. So there's 2 of those guys. Good against skirms. And then these guys are good against artillery. But they both do well against artillery and skirmishes anyways. However, you only get 4 of them when you build them. So it's quite sad. They need support. If they're running by themselves, they're gonna die. So they need lots of support. The last troop we got is Banner Army, is Imperial Army. So you get 3 muskets and 2 iron flowers, good against ranged infantry. So these guys, if you're going against lots of skirms, you just build these guys. 480 food and 255 gold. Much more expensive than these guys here. The only difference is, you know, 200 food for those two heavy cav. But you know, it's just depending on what's happening. You gotta build what you need. So yeah, that's how China works for you. They come in banner armies. You can't have a mix. You got to build. You can't mass one type of troop, which is a bit bad, because you know, if you want anti-cav, you build anti-cav, but he's just gonna go straight for your Jackuuy, and they're gone, and you send him your muskets, and he kills all your pikemen, and you're dead. And the last building we've got is the Consulate. Alright, so what these guys do, as other Asian nations, they give you choose a foreign ally, and you get bonuses. So for the British allies, you get bonus 7% land unit hit points, and you can get 3 muskets, falconet cannons and hussars, and you get support units as shipments. And for the Russians, you get minus 10% solar training time, which is good for treaty. Trains Cossacks, Culverins, and Dragoons, and ships defensive buildings. So they ship a barracks. Second, they ship is a fortress, a big giant castle with cannons on them, and the last one is just a economic factory, which you can choose gold, coin, wood, or food as your source. French allies plus 5% gather enhancement, also good for treaty. Trans grenadiers, cuirassiers, and horse artillery. And shipments resource crates. So if you need extra resources, you spend your export to get extra food, coin, or wood. And the last one, we've got German allies, gains minus 20% to banner army food cost. So this can be good during supremacy. You usually pick one of these two for supremacy, and it gives you minus 20% to banner army food cost, which can be quite a lot if you're low on food. Trains doppel soldiers, skirmishers, and heavy cannons. And the good thing about the German allies is with the doppel soldiers, because China lacks efficient anti-cav, it's good to build the doppel soldiers to defend them off, and also good for treaty and supremacy to get the shipments of resource trickles. Let's just have a quick look. So we go in here, food trickle, wood trickle, and coin trickle, which is very good. So we've got the anti-cav there, cost 400 export. I usually go these guys and get these free bonuses there, trickles. And that's pretty much it for China, how to play, usually just war academies and just spam as many troops as you can and hope for the best. So that's done. I'll show you I can't show you because I don't have enough export. But, you get the gist of it as you play. If you're playing supremacy, it's better to go British allies or German allies. If you're playing treaty, it's good to go Russian allies and then French. And then when you build your troops, you go to the British allies. But you want to get all the resource trickles first, and then you go either one depending on what you're doing. So I want to show you two different decks, one for supremacy and one for treaty. Let's go over here. So we've got Rush here, we've got the Rush deck. This is my Rush deck. I don't win every time. I'm not the best Chinese player. Definitive Edition China and original China is a bit, for me it feels a bit different. And usually when I played the original, I always play treaty for China because this was just my favorite mode to play, because supremacy ends really quickly in the game. You get rushed in like 10 minutes and it's over, and you can't come back because the eco just gets too big. So with the Rush deck, my should be supremacy deck, I've got the Northern Refugees, which allows you to spawn one villager from each village and town center. So that's the town center there, and that's the village. So I send that card through, and I'll get 2 vills. If I have two villages, and one town center, I will get 3 villages, vice versa. So how the build order works is, as China in supremacy, if you can get enough wood to build 2 villages, you send that card. However, if you can't find enough wood, you just send the crates and age up as quick as you can. And then for the second one, I've got a crate of 700 wood just to build a war academy, Consulate for extra HP for troops, and whatever, another village if I need it. Chest of 700 coin. So with that, I can fast fortress as quickly as I can. We've got Chokan News to repel a musket rush. We've got Mandarin Duck Squad. You only send this if they're just spamming lots of infantry, but it does cost 500 shoot. With the one flamethrower, if you can marker it right, then you can do a lot of damage. We've got the Quang Pikemen to do anti-cav. However, the cav are really fast. Don't expect them to take out 5 hussars. The 5 hussars will take them out. Yeah, they're just really bad at us taking it. They can probably take out 3 of them max, but they can't take out 5. So just keep that in mind. We also got the Steppe Raiders, so we send that for quick rush. Good against buildings and villages. We got this card called the Mongolian Scourge. It allows Steppe Raiders to do more damage against villages and buildings. Keshiks to do more damage against cavalry, which is the horse archer guys. And Iron Flails to do more damage versus archers and skirmishers. So it gives each cavalry in China a bit more damage against everything else. So it's good card to have, and especially it boosts the Steppy Raiders to raid the buildings. We got the Banner School. It allows all Banner armies to train faster. So we got all the armies build time minus 30%, which is very good. In the third age of Fortress, you get, I've got the 1,000 crates of food, 1,000 crates of wood, and 1,000 coin. You just send whatever you need as you go on. We got this card here, the new army. For 200 wood, 200 wood.
We have
200
shown you
food.
the death dance.
Oh my god. Alright. Let me just put this guy in his place, because I'm trying to do a tutorial here and he keeps attacking me, right? God damn. Okay, what this card does, as I was explaining, what this card does, it transforms all your choke canoes into muskets and all your Quang pikemen into Chengdao swordsmen. This card can save you all the gold in the world. You can spend all your food and wood building the Old Han, and then you send this card through in Fortress Age, and this is what happens. Alright, let me yeah. What happens when I send this card is the alternate Chengdao and muskets, and pretty much you get a massive boost to your combat ability for your troops, because they're in Fortress Age, these guys are better. So I've also got these 10 muskets, you know, anti-infantry. I've got the Chengdao for anti-cavalry, and we also got this troop boost for the muskets and the Chengdao, increased hit points by 15 and damage by 15. I've also got this card here, double-faced armor, increased armor and hit points for the our cavalry for anti-skirms, anti-archers, and anti-artillery. I've got this 7 hand mortals, so when I get to the Fortress Age, I need artillery. I've got to build a castle first. But building a castle, building a castle costs 250 wood already, and then I also got to build these guys, which cost 90 wood. So to build 7 of these guys, that's, you know, 9 times 70, that's 630 wood that you got to spend, plus, you know, 7 times 5, that's another 30. 7 times 5 is it 30? No, that's another 350 food as well. So if you send this card, you save yourself food, you save yourself a lots of wood, and you get anti-artillery. So they're really good to push buildings and take out artillery. And this card here, Siege Combat, increases artillery hit points by 15 and flamethrower hit points by 15. Also increases their damage by 15 and 20 respectively. And if you manage to get to Industrial Age, this card here, Old Dynasty Reforms, increase the cost for your choke canoes, for your Quang pikemen, your Keshiks, and your Steppy Raiders. So look choke canoe, they do extra how much damage? 50% more damage. Quang pikemen, they do 50%. So every single, so the Old Han, the Ming Army, Standard Army, Mongolian Army, all get 50% more damage, 50% more health points, but they just cost more food, coin, and wood respectively. It's a very powerful. If you get to Industrial Age, you send this card, you just spam Old Han Army, you're gonna win. If you have enough troops, you can win. So we've got a second card here, Manchu Combat, increases damage and hit points for all our melee troops, and that increases it by 15%. So that's a very good card for your melee troops if you want them to survive or use them as cannon fodder. Gotta take a drink, my throat getting sore. Last card, Western Reform. Increase all actions damage plus 8% and unit hit points plus 8%. So you know that explains itself. So that's my rush card. And the treaty card, we want heaps of economic bonuses and troop bonuses and build our army faster. So what I got here, Northern refugees. I'll spawn a villager from each village. That speaks for itself. water buffalo ranching. So these water buffaloes, let me just grab this one. I'll send the water buffalo. So it's pretty much like a goat, but you get, I think, 500 food when you build them. So that costs 80 food, right? The best. You need this as China. You need this for treaty. So you're paying 80 food and you get 500 back. You know, that's definitely worth it, and they fatten pretty quickly too. And imagine, you know, you can build a total of 20 of them, and each of them give you 500 food. All right, 500 food. 10 of them give you 5,000. 20 of them give you 20,000. 10 of them give you 10,000. Sorry, let me say that again. 10 of them give you 5,000 food. 20 of them give you 10,000 food. And you're only paying what? 88 times 2, 160. 1,600 for 10,000 food. So you're getting about around 8,000 food in returns. You know, that's a big investment, and it's worth it. You don't have to farm on the rice paddy if you get those guys. That's how efficient they are. So I've got increased wood gather, increased food solids for the rice paddy. Livestock fatten more quickly, so they'll fatten heaps faster, and it also allows your villagers to gather the food from the buffaloes and the goats heaps quick. And then this also lets them fatten faster, and you can gather work rate plus 300%. That's OP as fuck. You need that. And for the second age, I've got, you know, just you know, upgrades for my monks and my army there. Just the standard. Decrease the build time for the troops. Coins. Upgrades for my troops. Build the troops faster. I've got this, you know, you can research all your upgrades and send your shipments arrive pretty much instantly. And, you know, just respective upgrades. And for the last one, you need this card, Old Dynasty Reforms. If you run out of coin, you can pump that food and wood. Now, if you run out of wood, then you just pump the coin, just depending on what map it is and how much wood you have. So, you know, you can pump heaps of these guys non-stop. Manchu Combat speaks for itself, as I explained in the Supremacy deck. Flying Crows, by the time you get all that, and you got no more things to send, you just send those guys, and instead of waiting for it to come from the Confucian Academy, you can just spawn heaps of those if you have all the shipments. And the last card there, Western Reforms, that explains itself. And that's my tutorial for China. And as you can see, the AI is attacking me while I explain things. So since it's I want to send that. I'm going to send all these cards. Sorry. I want to send all these cards and rape this AI. It's not easy, guys. Send that. Send that. Send that. What? He destroyed my cast, you bastard. Alright, let's finish this game off. Where's all my villagers at? They're all dead. Okay, we don't need to demonstrate, you guys. That's how it works. Oh my god, look at him. He even don't know how to build forward bases. I didn't know that. Alright, so that's my tutorial for China. And maybe I can go through a treaty game with you guys if you want to. If you do, let me know in the comments. Or I can go for a supremacy one. My strong point's more treaty. However, if you want me to do supremacy, I can try and show you at games. But you know, my games are winning 50-50. Some days I age up in 5 minutes. Some days I take 6 minutes. So yeah, that's my tutorial for China. If you have any other comments on how to, you know, not sure about anything, just, you know, chuck it in the comments. Or if, you know, I'm missing something, and if you're more knowledgeable than me, please post your advice into the comments to help other China players out, as they're very difficult civ to play when it comes to other nations who rush really quickly. Yeah, I hope you guys got something out of the tutorial. If you didn't, then just tell me in the comments, fuck you or something. But if, you know, if you really enjoyed it, then just, you know, leave me a comment, leave me a like. And yeah, if you want more stuff, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Jackuuy Gaming out.